Hello, други. This is Bearsky. Bearsky from Montreal, Canada. A psychedelic, tantric, God-loving Russian Bearsky who came to speak to you on this Saturday. Okay, so are you guys ready for the Scorpio season? Are you ready to look into something very, very dark? That's what happens during the Scorpio season. Things that have been hidden, things that have been in the shadows, need to be looked at very carefully and integrated back into our conscious mind so we can expand our consciousness and become the enlightened selves that we were destined to become on this earth. I want to quote my teacher, my guru, let's say, Carl Jung, who said that the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. But I want to say that it's not even a privilege, it's a duty, it's a total must, especially here as we are entering the age of Aquarius, which is going to start finally in December. I'm super excited about this because my ruling planet, Jupiter, is going to enter Aquarius at the end of December, on the 21st of December, if I'm not mistaken, and Saturn is going into Aquarius as well. So no more limitations. This year has been really, really hard because Jupiter, which rules my sign, I'm a Sagittarius, was in the sign of Capricorn, which has very limited, very strict boundaries. Okay, so there was no champagne this year, let me tell you. But all of this is going to change in December, and I'm really, really happy. Okay, I'm also super excited because on the Halloween, on the 31st of October, I'm going to join the Immersion Tantra program taught by the guru, the goddess rather, of Western Tantra, of Western Neo Tantra, Margot Anand. I really, really love her. She inspired me pretty much since the time I discovered her teachings, and I'm just so curious. I'm mystified by what is going to happen. I'm open. I'm trying not to have any expectations, but I already feel that it's going to be amazing. So, yes, and if you want to join us as well, you can use my personal discount code. It's Bearsky Tantra, and you will get a 50% discount. I will give you a link under the video in the description box, so you can use it and join us as well. So many people ask, what is Tantra? And really, I would say that there's no real consensus. For me, it's a path that allows to become more conscious and more energized. Basically, okay, for me, for my personal practice, I see everything as Tantra. But I understand that for people who who are not very deep into spirituality, into esoteric stuff. It's kind of like a vague answer. So I would say that Tantra has two sides. One is consciousness, and the second is energy. So basically, in a nutshell, there is a system of practices that you can do to access Kundalini energy that all of us have. And the reason for this is that Kundalini is the sacred, ecstatic, orgasmic energy that pretty much, if you do it correctly, okay, it can solve all of your issues. Because the pleasure that you will feel from this inner energy that you need to awaken is extremely healing. Okay? I think that lots of issues can be resolved by accessing this tremendous resource that we have, the Kundalini. You know, it heals depression, it heals loneliness, it heals, you know, different kinds of things. I mean, pretty much anything. And it makes you so content once you discover that you have this inside of yourself and that you can access it at any time. You don't need any external validation or anything from the external world, pretty much. You become a completely independent entity. You can do anything you want. You don't have this black hole inside of you who constantly needs something, okay, that's pulling you towards different addictions because you feel incomplete. Many of us feel incomplete in this day and age, and the reason for it is because our chakra system, the ancient energetic system that everybody has, even animals have the chakras, but they're a little bit different. Okay, so the chakra systems are asleep, okay, or they're not in a balance, or we are overusing one chakra while other chakras are closed. So Kundalini, once it starts going up and up and up and up and up through the chakras, will allow you to access different dimensions, and you will be able to experience a completely different level of vitality. So I guess another way that I could define Tantra is by saying that it's a way towards becoming who you are as completely as possible and living in a vital, in a very alive, energetic, juicy, delicious manner. Okay? That's what Tantra does. Okay? If you're using your energy system well, you will be able to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and work and be effective for 12 hours. Okay? It's not that I'm recommending this, but sometimes it's necessary. And for example, for me, it's extremely difficult to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and to be awake and present during the day. Because first of all, I'm not a morning person, and second of all, I just don't have this kind of energy if I'm relying just on my willpower and on coffee. Okay, so I have to confess that my chakra system has been kind of like out of balance because I've been under a lot of stress. I moved to Canada 2 years ago, and moving, always takes up a lot of your mental space, a lot of your emotional space, and it's just, it's complicated, like it's on the top list of the most stressful events. So when I moved, I kind of like, almost decided not to give myself permission to enjoy, to access this orgasmic blissfulness. So Orgasmic Bearsky, who used to enjoy this kind of like tantric, juicy, delicious way of life, Bearsky kind of fell asleep. And for this reason, I'm so excited to be part of this, and it's going to work on so many levels. It's going to be beautiful. And Tantra, it's always a surprise, that's why so many creative people are actually drawn to this, I could say modality or like way of being, because Tantra is not something that is very strict and rigid and not fluid. Okay, because we are working with energy here, energy can go in many different ways, and for this reason it's a little bit unpredictable, because energy by definition is volatile, and because of this there's always an element of surprise, but you have to be open to it, right? Because that's the beauty. Magic can happen when we are not expecting anything. When we are open, when we are present, when we are available. And that's when stuff starts to happen. And for this reason, of course, it's it's essential that we feel comfortable. And I have to say that, teacher and student relationship is a sacred relationship. It's a relationship which is defined basically by trust. The teacher is there, and usually, it's a karmic relationship, and the two come together, and it's a very special exchange, which is understood really well in India, but I have to say in the West, especially recently, with everything that has been coming out, in terms of the abuses of power, I have to say that this relationship is no longer protected the way it used to be. And for me, one of the really important reasons why I'm choosing to participate in this particular tantric course is because I have complete confidence and trust in my teacher, Margot Anand. And that's why I know that I will be able to go really deep within myself. And like I said before, Scorpio season is really good for this, because Scorpio is a very psychic sign, it's a very deep sign, it's a very tantric sign, and also it's a sign of surgery. Scorpio rules surgery, and using the tools of Tantra, I would be able to extract what is no longer needed, the garbage, the tumors, the hurt that have been accumulating for some time. And then we can free up the space for the beautiful stuff to start coming in, to move the energy, to dance, to become fluid, and to manifest, right? And here I want to mention the relationship between Tantra and the law of attraction, which has been popularized thanks to the book The Secret and the film. So without having to speak on the subject for too long, I want to say that it's true. We are very creative, very powerful beings, and we can create and we can manifest pretty much anything we want, but our vibration level, our frequency has to match to the thing that we're trying to manifest. Okay? So if you're feeling very low, if you haven't been out and about, if you haven't been nourishing yourself on different levels, it will be very difficult to manifest something like, let's say, I don't know, going to Hawaii. Okay, but if you're vibrating in a very juicy, blissful, delicious, cosmic way, and just by thinking about, let's say, oh, I want to go to Hawaii, you're very close to the vibration of Hawaii. So it becomes much easier to manifest things because you're not reaching from the bottom to something that's like over there. You're pretty close. And that's one of the reasons that I love waking up Kundalini energy and stoking the fire. This is the perfect time to do so, right? In the winter, in the fall, the weather starts to change and we spend more time inside than outside. And it's just an excellent time. I always cherish it so much because it allows me an opportunity to look inside of myself, to understand what I really want, and then to start to work, to cook this manifestation, and to prepare my intentions, my magical ideas for the next spring, for the next summer. I know that they're going to be amazing. I'm already feeling the excitement. But the time to set the intentions for everything is now. Okay? It's not at the end of December. Okay? Like many people mistakenly think. And actually that's why intentions or New Year resolutions, they don't really work because astrologically speaking, it's not a very good time. Okay? The time to set intentions, it's either now or potentially in spring, during the Aries season, which is April. Okay? And yes, so I am really, really happy because I feel that I have a right to bring more juice into my life and to become an orgasmic Bearsky again, and to allow myself, to give myself permission to start wearing dresses that I used to wear, like this red one. Look how sexy! Wow, very cute. Yes, and I miss this kind of stuff. Sexy, saucy. So yes, that's what basically is on the menu for November. I'm going to plunge into full-blown Tantra, guys. I'm going to be sending you good vibes throughout all of my meditations, and I will report if I will be able to awaken Kundalini. But it's not really the goal. The goal is to start. But I'm sure that anything is possible because I already had a Kundalini awakening in 2011. And let me tell you, wow, it was. I'm still in awe of what happened. But I will tell you about this in my next Bearsky show. So, goodbye for now. Bearsky loves you. Aloha. Namaste. So much love. Ciao, cacao. Meow.